Hello there, everyone. I am your host, the Sea Monster, and I bring to you all a little announcement video for this year, at least for what I have in store for the next few months here in this particular year. This year of the dragon, if you will. Obviously, that is a bit of a hint of what I have coming up for sure, or at least potentially. But yeah, so yeah, figured I'd put something out there just so anyone's wondering if I am kind of working on stuff or what's going on. Yeah, just kind of been busy as of late, with things outside of making videos, sure. But I have been working. It's there are works in progress to be sure. One of them being, for starters, my little foray into the upcoming One Monstrous Moment Year of the Dragon edition, hosted by the Omniviewer. It'll come out on the 28th of March, pretty much, as it's set to be premiered. The day before the release of Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. But aside from that, I do have some essay videos coming up in the future. One on Son of Frankenstein, the third film in the classic Frankenstein series from the Universal Monsters lineup. An essay video on Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, which I initially planned on having be a three-part essay video series, but I've decided to kind of opt out of that and just kind of decided to make it its own, like, just whole one big video. Now, of course, this is going to be something that I do want to talk about. I am going to be changing how I do things around here a bit. I pretty much am going to be doing away with making like multi-part essay video series, a regular thing on my channel. I'm still proud of what I've done as far as the essay video series, which I have done, such as on the likes of the MonsterVerse films like Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, as well as like other stuff such as the Wolfman 2010, The Mummy 2017, Monster Hunter 2020, Cloverfield, Pacific Rim Uprising, so on and so on. And GMK as well. But I'm gonna be doing away with that altogether. With saving for like the possible exceptions being either if I were to review a television series like potentially Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which as of this video I have still yet to have gotten around to watching, so it's unclear whether or not that will actually happen. I mean, I'm sure I'll be watching the series at some point, out of curiosity. But as far as like doing an essay video series on it, it's kind of unclear. Or if I were so I can't really make any promises on that. Or if I were to do a multi-part series on the Godzilla Earth anime trilogy from Polygon Pictures, which is the more likely of the two projects that would come, for sure, because I figured that trilogy as a collective, would be kind of fascinated to, do a much deeper look into, perhaps. But it's definitely not going to be the immediate future by any means. That won't happen anytime soon. So yeah, that's kind of like one big announcement that I want to say as far as like a big change up for how I'm going to do things on my channel. Things will kind of go accordingly just beyond that. And so yeah, again, I'll have an essay video coming up for Son of Frankenstein, an essay video on Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, which I am kind of invested and interested in doing. Again, I was originally going to have it be a three-part series, but I've opted out of that. Not just because it would be out of just concern that people would think I'm taking a cue from the Omniviewer for his Atomic Roast series on the film itself, but also because, just to kind of make things a bit more convenient for my viewers who don't want to like seek out like the second part of a series, and in the long run, it would be better for my videos as a whole, so that people wouldn't have to seek out, you know, some other my content like elsewhere. Like if they were to watch part one or if they were to watch part two of something, they wouldn't have to like go through the trouble to look for the other parts down the line. Even with playlists put together, what have you, for said essay video series. But again, so that's pretty much what's going on there. And I also have plans to do an essay video series on the Creature from Black Lagoon for its 70th year anniversary. Um, I'm also planning on doing something for a couple of Godzilla movies down the road. Particularly Godzilla Final Wars for its 20th anniversary. Um, there isn't really much of a set date for some of these. Some of them I do have a set date for, like Creature Black Lagoon. I am expecting to at least do an essay video on, and have it finished by September or October of 2024. And Final Wars, I'm hoping to at least be done, get that out there by the end of the year at the latest. But as far as everything else goes, I don't really have much of a set date for when some of these stuff will be done. Just know they are certainly a work in progress, and I will be making, posting updates on how things go for them, what's going on with them, and what the progress is like, and from here on out. And yeah, that's just about it. Just want to make sure I keep you guys all up to date and in the know on what's been going on with me lately and what I have in store. So, yeah, I'm sorry that this has been a bit more unscripted and rambly than usual, but yeah, hopefully this will satiate you folks out there for any news of what's to come, regarding from my channel. But yeah, until these projects come up or any news of them, I will say thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.